Hey guys, it's Gambit Cards here. Today I'll be discussing the topic of fake friends, and this is mainly advice and certain red flags to look out for. I'm talking mainly to dudes with their guy friends, you know what I mean? So males and their male friends. If you're worried or a bit concerned or unsure of the friends, are they right for you? My opinion and experiences of certain things to look out for. So, number one is every time you go meet them, do they always brag about themselves and never acknowledge maybe your struggles, maybe your goals, your achievements, what you want, how you're feeling? Say if you're in a bad spot, do they say, okay, we can bring you out this spot? You know what I mean? We need to get you out this hole. Or do they just constantly brag about everything they've done or you know what I mean? Is this whole conversation centered around them? Or is it like it goes both ways? So with a dude who's just all about himself, there's a bit of narcissism there. So that's something to look out for. Because a lot of dudes, unfortunately, don't really have a family. They don't have a mum and dad, brother and sister. So they fill that dark void with finding friends. And friendship can be a great thing, but then it could be a very ugly and upsetting thing if you find the wrong friends. And another warning sign to look out for, do they holler at you when they're just single, or do they still holler at you when they're in a relationship? Really take notes. When they're in a relationship, do they call you? Do they text you? Do they message you? Do they come see you? Or do they almost cut you off, like your friendship didn't really exist in the first place? And then when they break up with their partner, they come crawling back. That's a bad sign as well. You know what I mean? Do they still make time for you while they're in a relationship? It's like, do they view you as just a head to hang around with? Or do they view you as a proper friend, company? Almost like a brother. Another sign is whether you're at clubs, pubs, or in public, they always gawking and hounding for female attention, and all their talk is about females, right? They almost don't even enjoy or care about your company. They're just looking for some tail. It's kind of worrying, because with a dude who's just so female obsessed, listen, if you're a man and you're straight, you're going to be attracted to girls, right? And there's nothing wrong with having a bit of, what I mean, like hunger to get girls, talking about it, seeing a nice girl in the street and you're like, oh damn, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about obsessive behavior. Is it just obsessive, like that's all he cares about, and they're not doing anything with their lives apart from trying to attract females? You know what I mean? Are they doing nothing with their lives apart from everything they do is just trying to attract females? That's a bad sign also, because they value the opposite sex, which most of them don't even care about them, more than you. So if they value females so much, what do you think will happen when finally one gives them attention or maybe gives them a relationship or whatnot? They'll chuck you to the dirt. So that's really something to consider, guys. And my final point is counting numbers, comparing numbers, constantly updating numbers, the numbers game. And if you're unsure what I'm talking about, they're constantly talking about their body count, their numbers. They're constantly comparing numbers. I find that behavior quite weird amongst males, personally. There's, like I said before, there's nothing wrong with, competing, and it's funny. It can be funny, but I'm talking about the obsessive. That's all they have to offer. They bring nothing else to the table. They don't bring anything else to the conversation or when you meet them other than, oh, my number went up, or what's your number, or what's this number. But they're obsessive. And dudes always talk about this. Every male dude will talk about this, right? But I'm talking about when it's just all they have to talk about. It's perfectly natural for a male to talk about this, but if that's all they have to offer, would you then, if you had a girlfriend, trust this certain individual when they're both behind your back? I wouldn't. Because if he views everything as just a numbers game and a number, what do you think he'll try and do with your girlfriend when you're not there? He'll just view it as a number. I've seen this. High school days, college days, any days. There's something just to think about, guys. If you have a friend who's so female obsessed, it's just something to look out for, because you could grow up together as childhood friends, almost babies to men, but as soon as they get that one window, they'll go leap back, and they probably will never come back until their relationship don't work or the girl runs off. Then they'll come running back, and that's not a true friend. You know what I mean? They're kind of almost just using you as just a head to hang around with. So just something to consider, guys. And I will do all these videos in one take. I'm new to this YouTube stuff, so yeah, here's what it is. Anyway, take care.